Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where Kelley has us watch 2-hour movies.
Come on, you cannot complain about 2-hour movies. We literally sit through Marvel movies, which are like 2+ hours.
Those have stuff going on. But we'll talk about it. But like it took up my entire morning. My entire morning to watch this movie. Anyway, how have you been, Kelley?
I've been really good, actually. Had a really productive weekend couple of days. Like I cleaned my whole room. I did my laundry. I cleaned multiple spots in the house. I don't know where this productivity came from, but I'm riding that wave.
Oh, cool. I did none of that. The most productive thing I did was put up my Christmas tree.
Hey, that's something.
I guess. Otherwise, I've been in bed.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, because I think it's my mental health being like, you're in trouble. Let's get stuff done.
We're about to spiral, so let's spiral on a clean house.
Or I've been spiraling, and this is the this is getting even your depression. Point. Yeah. Your depression hole is getting a little too depression-y, and it's starting to show. So we had to clean the depression nest. It is now not a depression nest. My windows are open. My sheets are clean.
Ooh, I know exactly why I haven't been productive to clean anything. I literally just cleaned my aunt's entire house before Thanksgiving. That's why.
Yeah, there you go.
I single-handedly did it by myself. Good
for you, but also that's sad that you're the only one that would do it.
5 people in that fucking house, and I had to clean it by myself.
That's messed up, bro.
It's something. Swept that entire house. Most of the house is tile. Had to sweep the entire house, mop the entire house, clean the bathroom that no one ever cleans. Yeah.
Which you did get thanked for.
By one person who didn't even need to thank me. But yeah. Also clean the glass in every room of the house. So
wow. Go off.
I cleaned I Windexed the windows. I did the mirror in the hallway. I cleaned their fucking washing machine.
Dude, I did the same thing. Oh my gosh.
I bought these little tablet thingies to throw into the washing machine to clean it.
Yep.
I'm exhausted. That's why I haven't been doing anything.
Yeah, that's fair though. You used all your cleaning productivity and at somebody else's house.
We'll try again next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see
if the bar has been charged.
Yeah. Also, my social bar is pretty low right now.
Oh my gosh, same.
So
same. I was literally my brother's girlfriend. She's so sweet, by the way. She's kind of social. She's extroverted. I am an introvert. She's all she's so nice though. She's all yeah, I'm you could come over and do this and that. I'm just or you could come to me. And then I'm but do I really want people over?
Oh.
I'm yeah, I just kind of want to sit in the bottom, in the first floor of my house and just, exist on the couch. Look, is that too much to ask?
I can fake it for a couple of hours, but after that, I need some downtime to myself.
Bro, honestly, I don't know why. And Thanksgiving was hard. I was hour and a half in, and I was I'm ready to go.
Day. A very long day.
I love my family, don't get me wrong, but socially, I was done hour and a half in.
We had some discussions that I was not okay with at my house, so I was very quiet most of the time. I was just that's a thought. That's a thought. But yeah,
there's something going on in your brain. I don't know if it's thinking, but it's happening.
Not correctly. Did that make sense to you? Because it didn't make sense to me. But yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I had a great week. What else did I do?
Good.
I've been trying to train our like newest dog as much as I can. He is untrainable.
Newest dog.
Dash.
Oh.
That's why I didn't
Newest
say.
dog.
That's why I didn't say new dog. He's our newest dog. Like
I'm
like we've had him for like almost 2 years. Like,
yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, you got a new dog or a newer dog?
No. So we had to take him to the vet to get like what do male dogs get? Fixed?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, they get fixed. Well,
He,
they get neutered.
Yeah, whatever. He had to
Females
be
get spayed.
He had to be trained. He does not like people. Yeah. He had to be trained. And so when we came to pick him up, the doctor was like, so like he's very antisocial. And we were like, yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, I thought something was wrong with him.
Like he's a pandemic puppy. Like he did not get to socialize with people that much. He does not like people. And then she was like, yeah, you might want to work on that. And we were like, okay. Like, we'll try. And so I've been trying to get him with his like in the house rules first. And then one day I just like had him sit on the porch while people walked by, and I gave him a treat every time someone walked by, so he knew not to be afraid of people. It's a struggle.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
It's working. It's work.
It's work. I don't know if it's working, but it's work.
It's work. No, because like my dog is the same. She came from Arizona. I adopted her from a family in Arizona. So she was never allowed outside of the house because it was the degree of hell outside.
Yes, got it.
So she was never allowed outside. So she's, like never been walked on a leash properly. And she has good days and bad days. Let me just say that right now. I took her for a walk yesterday, and she wasn't walking. She was clawing her way forward. Because she does not understand the concept of walking right next to me, or maybe just a little bit in front of me. There's something about her, and she does not want to stay in her lane. She literally keeps walking in front of me. I keep stepping on her paws, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she like freaks out at other dogs. She sounds like she's dying because she's barking so hard. And like some owners, like they don't understand that, oh, she's freaking out. I need to go because I'm the problem. They stop and they look at me.
Yeah, they like stop. Always.
Yeah, they always stop. And like the minute I calm her down and like I get her to just like, she's chill and she's just sitting there and I don't have to like keep my hands on her and like get her focus on me, then they start walking. And then she starts barking again, and then they like freeze and look at me. I'm like, just keep walking, please. Keep walking.
I can't even remember the last time I walked Dash. He is insane. Luckily, he stopped chasing cars. Luckily, he grew out of that, because that was like literally a car would drive by and he would dart towards the street, and it would be like, sir, calm down. He stopped doing that. Luckily,
he said, I've seen the world and I'm done.
Like literally one time he was so close to being hit by a car, I had to apologize to the driver.
Dash.
And then he does not like other people. So like if he sees another person, he'll like dead stop. Like he'll be like happy, and then he'll see a person and he will dead stop and start barking.
Oh no. Yeah.
And then don't let there be another dog. Please don't let there be another dog. He will go berserk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my dog. She literally loses her shit, and she'll start, and she's the kind of dog where like she'll start like barking, kind of like it sounds like it's mean, but she just wants to play. And then she'll get into like the like whistle tone range of Mariah Carey.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll start barking and like howling super high pitched, and my ears are ringing, and I'm like, please stop barking.
You don't walk with treats?
She's not food motivated. I found that out really quick. Yeah.
What
and you know how they're like
by?
I've tried food motivation, I've tried food play, like like playing like with her favorite toy, nothing works. When she gets fixated on something, the world could be burning and she would not care.
Oh, Dash is the same when it comes to people. Like if we're in
Yeah.
the house, he's very food motivated. He'll listen if you give him a treat
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
of the time. And then if we're outside and you try to give him a treat and he sees like a person or another dog, he does not care. He's like,
it's so frustrating. And I've done the trick where they're like, feed them during breakfast or like dinner time because they're expecting food. She does not care. She'll starve herself. I'll literally have like her kibble in a bag in my pocket and she could smell it, but she does not care. The minute we leave the house,
yeah, I literally
the
put it in
most
his
disobedient
nose. He's
thing.
like, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good in the house and in the backyard. She'll listen to me. She'll sit on command. I'm trying to teach her like putting treats on her paws and like waiting. So like she knows to look at me and stuff like that. But the minute we leave the house, she's all like, mm-mm.
Yeah, if the front door at our house opens, it's all over. Like it's all over. Because like I've gotten him to somewhat stay. Stay. He'll stay most of the time. Sometimes he'll be like, I can't see you anymore. And like he'll come closer. I'm like, no, that's not what stay means.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mess. Pray for me.
Yes. If there are dog like trainers listening,
give us some tips.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, give us some tips or like recommend us somebody that we can go to.
Because like I'm going to Hawaii in a month.
And
if we have to take, one of two things will have to happen. Dash will either have to go be boarded somewhere where he will probably be drugged the entire time.
Yeah.
Because he can't. And then, or my cousin will have to come stay here. And he hates other people.
Yeah.
So don't know how.
So either way.
It's gonna be bad either way.
Yeah.
So pray for me. Pray for me.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well.
Anyway.
that was a trauma dump right there.
It really was. For all you dog owners out there, don't get us wrong. We do love our pets.
Yeah.
They are just a specific breed of crazy right now.
Some more than others.
I
do have a hierarchy of which pets I like the most. But,
don't tell my dogs that, but yes, same.
Yeah. Diamond is my favorite.
Well, she's the most chill, right?
Yeah. She's the one I picked out.
Yeah.
I will say though, for Dash, he has never used the bathroom in our house ever.
Wow.
Not even as a puppy. He does not use the bathroom in the house. Wow. He will have been in the house all day and he will not use the bathroom in the house.
Good for him.
Yeah. One shining moment for him.
Yeah. There's one command stuck in his head and it's in there for good.
He's like, I will tear this house apart. I will bark at anything I see, but I won't pee or poop on your carpet. So
so my options are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So this beautiful week, and I say that because we are doing a movie that I love. This week we're doing White Christmas.
White Christmas. Never seen it before.
Yeah.
First time watching it.
Jordan is not an old movie person.
I'm not. I've tried to. I really have.
Yes.
Maybe I've been trying with the wrong movies. Maybe.
I think so.
Even though I don't think I have, because I've been trying the classics. Like I tried Miracle on 34th Street, the black and white one.
With Natalie Wood.
Yeah, watched that one. Tried to watch Cleopatra. That did not pan out. That movie was way too long. I was I can't.
Cleopatra's a really, I'm gonna say it. It's kind of a dull movie.
Yes, it was. It was very dull.
So I think you're starting with the quote unquote classics, but the classics aren't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And then I also watched Night of the Living Dead, the original one, the black and white one with only 3 people in the movie who speak. Is
that the one where it's they're coming to get you, Barbara? Is that that one? Yes, I've seen that one.
I was not impressed with that either. So I just don't think I like old movies. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
They were made for a different audience at a
Yes.
different time.
And I think this is the only old movie that I will ever force you to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. This is it.
The podcast
So
can continue.
we're getting yes. So I did pick like the most, I don't know, I think fun one. I know I have a lot of other movies that I consider fun, but I feel like this one's like,
I do have a question though. How
Okay,
come in
yes.
old movies they always put the credits at the beginning of the movie? Very weird to me.
I always thought it was because it gave people more time to get to the movie. Because there were no such things as
They didn't have trailers.
Movie trailers. Yeah.
Are you sure?
There were some movie trailers, but
I feel
they're
like
not
they had like news reels or something at the beginning instead of like movie trailers.
Yeah, I think so, but like it's not like, when we go to the movies today and you see like 8 to 10 what
10
it feels like
trailers.
yeah, 8 to 10 movie trailers. Like you didn't come out with a lot of movies back then, so I feel like you get like 2 and they'd be like a minute long, and then what next? So I think that's why they did that. That's not researched anyway, if I'm wrong.
But it only adds like a minute or two to the thing. Like,
well, it depends on the movie, actually. Some of the like My Fair Lady, the beginning is so freaking long. Like you could actually like go to the bathroom, get food, and come back, and they'd still be going. Yeah, sometimes they're like a couple minutes long, and it's actually kind of boring, and you kind of have to skip forward. Anyway, getting into White Christmas. We start the movie with 2 soldiers who are putting on a show for their comrades. They are in the battlefield, by the way. Like mid-battlefield.
In the middle of a destroyed town, just singing.
Yes. Yeah. As they perform, their general and the newly appointed general arrive on the scene. When the new general sees the performance, he berates the soldiers, and the old general, who's named Waverly, agrees that they're not like I've never been in any kind of combat. I don't know any words. Anyway. Yes. They're not like in line or whatever, and like inspection, whatever. They're not acting as a soldier should in his eyes, even though it is Christmas Eve.
Does not matter. They're literally in the middle of a war zone. They should not be doing what they're doing.
And the old general agrees, and he gets out of the Jeep and tells the driver to take the general back to barracks with a quote unquote shortcut, which actually doesn't exist, and gives
I don't know how he didn't see that coming. Like I would be like, of course he would have originally taken me the shortest way. Why would he take me a long way?
Yeah, well, he's new there. He doesn't know.
No common sense. No.
So the general can have some time with his soldiers. General Waverly then joins the other soldiers as one soldier on stage sings White Christmas, creating a somber mood as, they realize, they're in the middle of a war zone and not with their families on Christmas Eve. After the performance, the soldier announces that they had a special number for the general to see him off of duty. The general then steps up and everyone stands at attention. And he interrogates Captain Wallace, the guy who was on stage, about the performance. And Private Philip Davis comes to defend him, saying it was a treat for Christmas Eve and the soldiers. The general lectures the soldiers to give their best for their new commander. And after he does that, asks for a finish from Wallace and Davis, who sing a song they wrote for him called The Old Man, which I am going to start my own bop counter.
Okay, there's only like 3 songs in this movie. They keep redoing the same songs. So like whatever.
This is bop number 1.
Yeah.
During the performance, a small attack happens in the background, but they subside, and the general gets back into the Jeep and goes back to barracks. The attacks start up again, and in the chaos, Davis saves Wallace's life from a falling wall and injures his arm in the process.
They were still singing while bombs were going off. Like they were singing, a bomb went off, they kept singing, then a like larger, like louder bomb went off, and they stopped.
Yeah.
stood there for a second and then started singing again. And I was like, get out, leave.
Maybe it's different. Maybe they've been hardened by war and they're like, it's a couple miles off. We're fine.
That sounds like it's like 10 miles away. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We've got like, I don't know, 2 more minutes. A couple of days later, Wallace visits Davis in his barracks to thank him and says he will do anything to repay him. And David asks him for a favor of taking a song he wrote back to the States when, the war is over. When Wallace discovers it's a duet, he says he's a single act and, thank you for the song, but, I'm a single act. I can't find anybody to help me. And Davis says, hey, what about me?
He shot a shot, and I admire
He
him
really
for that.
did. He really did. He's all like, here's a song I wrote. It's a duet, coincidentally.
Took the Kiki Palmer approach. Just like, it would be very like cool if like you had me do it.
Right. I'd save you the trouble of finding somebody. Let's just have me do it.
I already know the lyrics. So
So technically you're behind.
Yeah.
You have to learn it.
So you have to join me.
I'll have the turntables. Wallace refuses until Davis guilt trips him with his arm injury into accepting him as a partner. We then get a little, actually, I skipped ahead a little bit. The war ends and Wallace and Davis enter the music industry together. And we get a little montage that shows them working together and quickly gaining success. A couple years into their partnership, after a show that they've been doing, a girl talks to Davis as Wallace plans with one of his assistants named Al to go to New York for the Ed Harrison show over the holiday. Why can I not pronounce my S's? Anyway. Stop. Davis introduces Wallace to Doris, who was the woman that Davis was talking to. And Wallace can clearly see that Davis is trying to set him up, which he gets out of saying that they both have plans because they have a train to catch and they've got to see a show before, which makes Doris and the other girl angry.
I'm so happy these were not the main women because I saw them next to each other and I was like, I'm never going to be able to tell them apart. I was like, I literally wrote that down. I went, oh no, these women look the same. I'll never be able to tell them apart.
Thank God they're not then.
Thank God. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a lot of me going back and forth on Wikipedia.
You have their like pictures up right next to the movie, and you're like,
yeah,
wait, which one was which again?
Yeah.
In their dressing room, Wallace complains about Davis guilt tripping him into starting their partnership and like their workaholic life, and trying to set him up with women multiple times, as Davis accuses Wallace of being a workaholic. Davis wants Wallace to slow down and start a family with a nice woman, but Wallace says that women in their industry are only focused on their career and aren't interested in starting a family, which, true.
Okay.
It's a
date someone from a different industry. Like, it's not that hard.
Right. Or, don't date anybody in an industry. Just find somebody on the street. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Go on the street, find a pretty girl, be like, hey, I like you.
Like you. You like me?
You like me? Let's get married in a year.
Maybe 6 months. I'm on a tight schedule.
Yeah. I'm 45. Got a lot of stuff I need to get done. Let's get
my time is ticking. Their assistant Al comes in, gives them their train tickets, as Wallace tells Davis that they are seeing a sister act before their trip as a favor to an old pal in the army named Haynes. As Davis protests, saying that they don't need to see the sister act and they don't need to add anybody to their show. Wallace and Davis show up to the club in Florida and tells the head waiter that they are there to see the sisters and to tell them that they are there and that they'll see them after the show.
Oh, also circle back.
Yes.
Forgot this bullet. So at one point, don't remember their names. Phil.
Yes.
Bob. whatever their last names were. The one who's trying to convince the other guy. He's
Davis?
like, sure. He's like, I want you to have like 9 children.
Oh yeah.
He's like, that way, if you only spent 45 minutes a day with them, I could have like some time to like breathe.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, who has 9 children and spends a total of 45 minutes a day with their children?
Well, he says you have 9 kids, and if you spend a minimum of 5 minutes with each, that would give him 45 minutes by himself.
But who only spends 5 minutes a day with their child?
I guess men back then, because they're the workers.
If that man had 9 children, you would never see him again.
Honestly, though,
I don't care what time period this is with
right.
the like laziness child rearing that was going on.
And I don't care like how much this woman would have wanted a family. She cannot handle 9 kids on her own.
9 children on her own. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. She needs some kind of support, my man.
She would have went insane.
I think anything over 5, and I need to be institutionalized.
Can you believe my great aunt has 11 siblings?
11 siblings.
11 siblings. I mean, I think almost half of them are dead now, but like she grew up in a house with
11 other kids.
With that many kids.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine.
I can't either. Like no privacy.
Absolutely no privacy.
I have 1 sibling in my house, and
you're done.
I don't have the amount of privacy I crave. So
bro.
10 more?
Yeah, absolutely not. I know my mom has 6 siblings.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
how do you even afford that many children?
I don't even know. And she's one of 2 girls. The rest are boys, by the way. So
my uncle.
Yeah.
My uncle has 5 girls.
Oh.
He gave birth to 5. He had 5 children, and all of them were girls.
Were girls. Yep. My uncle's the same. 4 girls. 4 straight up girls. I think my grandma did say, though, because she's kind of superstitious, that like he's like the sporty man. He's like coach of a track team, and he likes to do sports, and he's fit and whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have boys, and we're gonna do this and that.
That's my uncle.
My grandma's like, be careful what you say. Blah 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 blah. Later, he's got 4 girls.
Yeah, and I asked for a brother, and I got a sister. So maybe don't speak anything into existence. Don't speak anything. No. And I also
don't even think it.
I had also stopped asking for a sibling by the time my sister came. So yeah.
It came anyway. See?
Came anyway.
Just don't say anything.
Nothing. Zip your lips.
Anyway, the head waiter shows up to Judy and Betty in their dressing rooms with the news, and Judy is excited, but Betty is cautious when Judy says that their brother must have sent Wallace and Davis a letter, because Betty knows that their brother has been in a different state and couldn't possibly have sent a letter because he's been moving to Alaska, which, if you look it up, I don't know why this like came upon me, but Alaska technically was not a U.S. state yet. This movie came out in 1954.
Didn't she say country?
I thought she said state.
I thought she said country.
Either way.
And then I was confused because I was like,
yeah, because Alaska's not a country.
I was like, okay.
But either way, Alaska did not officially become a state until 1959. It was purchased earlier in the 50s, but it was technically not a state yet.
Ooh,
so we owned
Puerto Rico effect.
Puerto Rico, yes. The cold Puerto Rico.
We have a hot one and a cold one.
Yeah.
Pick which one you want.
It's like Iceland and Greenland.
Yeah.
We won't tell you which is which.
Figure it out yourself.
Figure it out yourself. Because Betty is cautious, Judy eventually admits that she was the one that wrote the letter to Wallace and Davis. And Betty tries to make her feel bad about it, but Judy's like, what are you talking about? They don't have to know. She really is.
She's a hustler, and I love her. I love that for her. It's very white feminism. Love it for her.
She's looking out for herself and herself only.
Yeah.
The sisters go out and perform Bop number 2, Sisters.
That song is creepy. It creeped me out.
Really? How so?
And they performed it like 3 times. It's very codependent. It's really...
Well, I mean, if you look at the relationship...
Very scary.
Also, I don't have a sister, so I don't know how like a sister bond works. It could be like that.
I hope
anyone with a sister out there, is that how it works?
I know many sisters, and none of them are like this. Not this codependent.
All right. During the performance, Wallace and Davis are like entranced by them. After their act, the sisters sit with Wallace and Davis. Davis flounders during the conversation, being super awkward. I don't know if that's how he is around all women or what, but
probably.
Yeah.
But like same. Like if I had to like flirt with a woman, like same.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I've been in one relationship that lasted a couple of months.
I can talk to, like, regularly talk, but like if I had a crush on you, I can't speak.
Right. And if I wanted to be intentional about it,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not saying a word.
And don't you dare start flirting back with me, because then no.
Yeah, then there's an overload in the brain.
Yeah.
And then I totally stop
Shut
functioning.
Down.
Is this why we're single?
Probably.
Yeah.
That and the fact that I refuse to download a dating app. Just refuse. I will.
Okay. To be fair, though, we did download. What was it?
I don't remember.
We downloaded one dating app as a joke. I literally deleted mine a couple of days later. You deleted yours like an hour later, right? A couple of hours later.
Don't do that. I don't know.
Yeah. I've entertained it. It works for some people, but it just does not work for me.
It's not going to work for me. I'm so sorry. It's never going to happen. You'll never find me on a dating app.
And if you do, you're being catfished.
If you do, you're being catfished, and why the hell would they pick me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, we love self-roasting. Anyway. So the conversation flows with Wallace practically taking the lead. And Wallace and Betty, one of the sisters, kind of like hit it off, and Davis and the other sister Judy kind of see it. So they leave. Well, they see it. And then Judy steps in to the conversation, searching for advice from the men for their act. And Wallace seems interested in giving advice. But Davis interrupts and takes Judy out to the dance floor because he kind of wants to be with her, but also wants to give Wallace and Betty a chance to talk to one another.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say something though?
Mm-hmm.
Every time you say Judy, all I can think of is that SNL sketch with the 3 sisters, and the one has a little baby hand. She goes, "And I'm Judy."
Oh.
Every time, that's all I can think about.
That really was a really funny skit, though.
Anytime I hear that
right
name,
now.
That's all I can think about. And I'm Judy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That was really funny, though. I do love that skit.
Love it.
It's just the
hilarious. Please look it up.
Yes, if you haven't seen it, please look it up. So Wallace and Betty start to talk about everything. But it slowly goes south when Betty goes to apologize for the mix-up with who sent the letter, when it was Judy and not their brother. And then Wallace gets angry and they argue because clearly they're getting taken advantage of, and he does not want any part of that.
Oh, was that what was happening? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was not reading the room. I thought he was like, I don't care.
No, because you remember when Davis tried to set him up, he says women in their industry are only focused on their own careers. Uh-huh. And now those the women that he was interested in, they're now saying that they are taking advantage of him to further their own career. And he's like, y'all women are all the same.
Okay.
Yes. Davis and Judy are watching from the dance. Judy. Watch from the dance floor. And they think that the couple are being super intimate with one another back at the table. And Davis sweeps Judy out to like the patio area.
Sure.
Yes, sure. And he sings "The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing" as they do this really intricate dance number outside. After the song, Betty breaks up Davis and Judy so that they can get ready for their last set when the head waiter comes to them with the news that their landlord is there to get his money with a phony accusation that they burned his rug and the fact that they snuck out.
Okay. Let's talk about this rug because literally I would have went to jail. $200?
Yes.
In the 40s?
Yes. The early 50s.
Did they burn down the entire house? Like, what?
Right. I have no idea, bro. $200.
Was it made out of the hair of Jesus Christ? Like, why does it cost $200?
Right. And I bet you if there was any burn, it was probably like this big. Like this big.
Like a quarter size,
Yes. It does not take $200 to replace.
Give me a needle and some thread. I'll sew that shit back together. I'm not paying $200 for a rug.
That was probably like a $15 rug.
Even today, I would never pay $200 for a rug.
Absolutely not. I think every like rug I've ever bought, it's maybe like the fancier ones, maybe $60.
Literally, I would have walked to that office, looked the policeman dead in the eyes, and be like, $200? Really? Really?
You're like, you look at him. You're gonna need to take your handcuffs out for a second because I'm about to beat this man.
I'm about to beat this man halfway to death.
And I will happily put the handcuffs on myself.
Yeah, I'll put them on myself.
Escort myself out.
Just put them on the table.
Yeah.
I'll meet you out at the car. Like,
honestly.
You can leave so you're not a witness, but I'm gonna beat him up.
Yeah. You can stand right outside the door. There's no other exit. Davis says that him and Wallace will handle it and sends them to pack and tells the waiter to stall the landlord and the officer for as long as he can. Davis goes to Wallace and he is reluctant to help, but Davis uses the excuse that they're doing it for a pal in the army, and he agrees. Davis helps the girls out of their dressing room and into a taxi and gives them his and Wallace's train tickets to New York. The head waiter comes back and says that he is running out of time with the sheriff and the landlord, and Wallace just wants to pay them the $200, which, why? It's not even your problem.
Right, not my problem in the slightest. And like I said, not paying $200 for a rug.
Right. Maybe he's just made of money.
It has to be, because what happens later, made of money.
Right. If $200 is pocket change and you're like, sure, whatever, you're rich. Okay.
You're rich.
Yeah.
Even today.
Yes.
You're rich.
But Davis comes up with a plan to give the girls time to get away and onto the train. Wallace and Davis then lip sync for your life.
Yeah, they do.
As they are dressed up.
And Phil was having a little bit too much fun.
Yeah. They're dressed up in some of the girls' things as they lip sync sisters. It's so funny, by the way. After the performance, Wallace and Davis leave the stage and have to run from the sheriff and take a taxi to the train station. Once on the train, the ticket master, I'm also making up these names. Ticketmaster. I was going to put down conductor, but I'm like, the conductor's driving the train. So who is this man?
Sure, we'll say Ticketmaster.
Sure, Ticketmaster.
Very fancy.
Yes. He asks for their tickets. And Wallace says that they do have tickets for New York. But when Davis says that he can't find them, Wallace is upset, saying that they did have tickets. Davis asks for tickets to Vermont, as Wallace fights for New York City, which he eventually pays $98 for, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even for a room on the train. That's just to sit up in the dining car.
In the dining car.
Mm-hmm.
In what world are you paying that much money just to sit in a dining car?
Right. Like, bro, $98?
I feel like if I bought a ticket today, it would not cost that much money.
Yeah. Or maybe it would because of inflation, but like $98 for two people?
No, I feel like Amtrak is not that expensive to this day. It's not that expensive.
I don't know. I haven't been on Amtrak in years.
You start talking. I'm going to look up an Amtrak ticket right now.
Okay. On their way to the dining car, they bump into the room that was supposed to be theirs, and we see the sisters in it. Once in the car, Wallace talks about them missing out on the room which they had with the two beds that they could sleep on with the two blondes there that are staying in it. Once Wallace realizes it's the Haynes sisters, he gets upset and goes to see them. But the sisters come into the dining car and thank him for his generosity, and he deflates and asks them to stay and talk over food. After their food, Wallace asks where the girls are headed, and once he finds that they are going to Vermont, looks pointedly at Davis before getting talked into spending a few days in Vermont with the promise of snow. And that turns into them singing the song Snow, which is bop number 3. We are on a roll.
Mm-hmm. It was a good song, I will say.
Thank you.
Very cute. Very cute.
The next day, their stop in Vermont is called, and the 4 meet up. Wallace and Betty share a little cute moment as he helps her down from the top bunk, and Davis and Judy spy on them and say that both of them respectfully are slow movers in love, but Davis has a plan before noticing that their stop is coming up. Once off the train, they notice that there isn't snow on the ground at all, and they find that there hasn't been snow since Thanksgiving before getting into the taxi to go to the Columbia Inn.
Which makes no sense. How has it not snowed since Thanksgiving in Virginia? Like, what?
Yeah, global warming.
That's insane. That's insane.
I honestly, yeah. Like, Vermont, you change seasons in like August, and then you're snowing by like October.
Yeah, it's that can't be right.
Yeah. I don't know if that's ever happened before. If you live in Virginia or in Vermont specifically, has there been a time where there's been no snow? Like at all? Because that seems like that's very out of character for y'all. Anyway, at the inn, Emma Allen, who is like the, I don't know, receptionist, like head woman of the inn, checks in the sisters and lets them know that they can't use them for their floor show tonight, and that they'll give them half the pay because they're canceling, because no one is staying at the inn since there's no snow. Emma finds that the boys won't stay either if the girls aren't. And when Wallace goes to grab their luggage, finds General Waverly entering into the inn.
Yeah. I have an update.
Yes.
So $69 and what was this? 1945?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That would be $1,060.26 today.
You put $69?
Isn't that what you said?
98.
Oh, that's even worse. Okay.
They paid 98.70 something.
That's $1,505.87. A trip from, I just put Miami because I didn't know where in Florida they were.
Yeah, for sure.
To Virginia today. Is for 2 people is $372.
Wow.
So they were robbed.
Yeah, they really were though.
They were robbed. That man came up with a price on the spot and they paid it.
He really did. And especially for the dining car, that should have been dirt cheap.
That should have been like $1.
Right. Should have been like 15 max, maybe 20 if you wanted to charge them extra.
That man and his family lived very large that Christmas.
He was able to buy everyone big, luscious presents.
He bought everyone a car.
Turkey dinner.
He was like, everyone, you get a car, you get a car, like
right.
Oprah,
and you know what?
You get a car.
And you know what? He gave them a little pouch of like $10 and like, here's your gas money for the next like 6 years.
Yeah.
Because like gas is like 10 cents, whatever.
Yeah. He was like, you'll never have to pay for gas again.
Right. Imagine.
So yeah, this is truly the story about how they got scammed in more ways than one.
Mm-hmm. And who knows how many other times this Ticketmaster has done this to somebody else.
Probably not that many, because most people aren't this dumb.
Or in desperate need of a ticket like that.
Yeah.
You probably saw who they were and they're like, these guys are rich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna charge him $98.
It's like, that's a nice suit. $98.
98. Anyway, Wallace is surprised and salutes him. And Wallace addresses him as general. But Waverly tells him to drop the title since he is an inn owner now and not part of the army any longer. Davis enters and doesn't notice Waverly until he really looks at him and salutes and introduces himself, also surprised that he's the owner of the inn. Waverly introduces Emma and his granddaughter Susan as he meets the sisters, and Emma lets him know that she told the sisters that they are canceling. Waverly tells him to stay since he hired them to perform, and technically they're still under contract, and even if they perform just to him, that'll make his day, because he just wants the girls to perform.
Insane.
Well,
insane. Signs of dementia are coming through, sir. Oh. Why would you pay for a band and singers with no one there to watch?
I mean, it benefits the sisters. I don't know if they're like hard like for it, but like
the half pay would have benefited them. That's insane.
I don't know. Maybe that's just who he is. I mean, he also bought a dilapidated inn and put everything he owned into renovating it. So
I mean, that's not bad. Like, it's like the Hallmark thing. Like,
true.
You get an inn, you fix it up, and then the town comes together, and then eventually you'll become rich. Whatever. But
and then you and the hot contractor that you're enemies with, you eventually fall in love.
Yeah,
find out he's actually Santa's son or whatever.
Yeah, the only unrealistic thing is that Waverly was in the army and not a marketing executive in New York City or San Francisco.
Right, and that he doesn't have a daughter who's also as stuck up as him.
Yeah,
come down and help him with his new business.
Who never is walking around without a phone in her hand.
Right, and without heels and like some skirt suit or whatever in like 30-degree weather.
Yeah, and then we were missing the scene where like his boss tries to call him on like Christmas Eve and be like, "We need you to come back for the client," and then he like dramatically quits.
Yeah, and we don't get the scene with her and the enemy where she like slips on ice because she's wearing heels and snow and whatever because she wants to look like a business professional for the rest of her life, and falls into his arms and they share a moment, and that's when they fall in love.
Yeah, that's all we were missing to make this a Hallmark movie.
Hallmark, hire us. Just saying.
Yeah, like I can give you 2 movies right now.
Right, I can give you 10 by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Jordan's really good with budgeting. We figured
I really am. I'm a good budgeter. You should see how like thoroughly I plan a trip. Like I'm good with a budget.
Right.
But with my old job, I did budgets all the time. So I'm really good at budgets.
Let's go. This is our official application.
It worked for Hallmark.
To be part of your, yes.
When we post on Instagram, we'll tag you so like so that you know.
Yeah. This is our official, like, I don't know, application.
Yeah. I need a job anyway. Interview. So like, come on.
And I need a new one. So I'm willing to relocate as well.
Yeah. Where are you, like Virginia?
Yeah, but also I know y'all film in Canada, so if you want me to move to Canada,
like, hit me up. Hit me up. I'll stay down there permanently. I'll scout out places for movies.
Right.
It'll be great.
I'll find that perfect little corner coffee shop.
Yeah.
I'll find that random barn that they go to that has like tools in it.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree lot.
Like schoolhouse that looks like a church. I'll find that for you.
Yeah. a perfect place for a skating rink.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
And then I will do all the casting.
Yes.
It'll be nothing but like Broadway singers who aren't on Broadway anymore.
Yes.
It will be that one guy who you use in all of your movies. You know the one.
Yes. Y'all recycle.
Yeah. And then I'll have those like two Black people in the back who just smile the entire time. And then at the end of the movie, one of them says something very heartwarming or endearing. I got you.
Yeah. And then we'll put that we'll put that one either Asian. It's not both. It's one or the other. It's Asian or Hispanic family that you see like walking.
Yeah.
You never see their faces, you just see their backs as they
you
like
just see them in the background.
background. Mm-hmm.
They're probably looking in a window like,
yeah,
I want that, Daddy. Like,
yeah, or they're like picking up their Christmas tree and they're driving off.
We got you.
That's it. We've reached our max diversity.
I was watching Hallmark this morning. Like, the formula is in my head. Like, I've got you.
Anyway, Waverly gets sent off to kitchen duty after that. That night, the sisters perform to a very small amount of people, maybe like...
It was more people than I thought were going to be there. So
really?
I legit thought it was just going to be Waverly, his granddaughter, the like innkeeper woman, and then the two guys. Like, I thought that was going to be it, but there was like a couple more people there.
Yeah, there are at least two groups of at least 4 people. Yeah, so there was a lot more than you thought, but it's still a lot smaller than they're probably used to.
Yeah, they sold a couple of tickets.
Yeah, a couple.
It probably helped pay the light bill for that night. Like, that's it.
During the performance, Wallace and Davis watch Waverly as he's acting like a head waiter, and they reminisce on when they had to serve with him in the army. After the performance, the sisters join Wallace and Davis for dinner, and Betty asks Emma if she can convince Waverly to take the money back because they feel bad. Emma says that there's no chance because he's way too stubborn. Wallace then asks how much Waverly is in on the building inn.
How much he paid for the inn.
Yes.
That's what Kelley was trying to say.
And she tells him that he put in all his money, his pension, and his life savings into remodeling the inn before leaving them to eat. Davis wonders what they can do to help, and Wallace says that they can go to New York to their connections to see if they can get somebody to help them out. Davis says that it would take too long if they went that route and that they need help right now. They brainstorm before Judy says what they really need is to get a big act up into the building to attract people to stay at the inn. Wallace and Davis settle on doing the show themselves with the help of their own production company and the sisters, and Wallace goes to make a call to New York. Davis is worried with the idea because of how expensive it'll be for them and goes after Wallace. Davis catches up to Wallace as he talks about bringing the full show and tech team to the inn with an extra week's pay for the performers and tech people and a bonus for Al, their assistant.
See, made of money.
Really, though?
Just Scrooge McDuck money just popping out everywhere. Every
night they take a dip in their bank vaults.
In their bank vault money? Yeah, just like Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
Just rolling around in the dough. How in the world are they paying for this?
Honestly. And they're being very generous with with their performers and their tech team and their assistant. By the way, they're giving them an extra week's pay.
Yeah.
And Al is getting a bonus.
That is wow.
Yeah, like if I worked for Wallace,
I see what you have done for others.
Really though,
I am a loyal servant. Just my Addie. Same. Just drop the money.
My Addie.
Drop the money on my porch.
And the Addies of people who can help me like that.
Yeah, send them here too.
The right direction. Yeah. No, because for real though, if I ever worked for Wallace and Davis, I would dread the day I'd be fired, or like if I had to find a new job.
Oh, girl, I'd never be fired. I would be the best worker they've ever seen.
Honestly, though, they're like, yeah, it's like, we have to let people go, or like we can't pay them during the holidays because they're not working. And then Wallace is like, what you talking about? We're going to pay them for their time here and give them extra pay.
Yeah. Obviously.
Right. Obviously, because that's how you treat your workers. And we're like, everybody's crying. All the performers are like, we are so loyal.
We are not worthy.
We are not worthy. Honestly, for any business owners out there, freaking take care of your workers.
Please.
You'll get better work from them and you'll get better loyalty. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying, take care of
your let me have a boss like this. See how hard I work.
Right. I will be glad to come in every day.
Yeah. I'll come in with a smile on my face.
Right.
I'll bring my boss coffee sometimes.
Right. If you want something from Starbucks, I'll text you, bro.
Yeah, I'll text you.
What you want?
It's on
me.
It's on me.
Because you pay me well enough and you take care of me, bro.
Yeah, you want a back rub? Like, I'll give you a back rub. Like, I have a Groupon right here.
I have a Groupon.
We could go get a couples massage. Like, let's go.
Come on, bestie.
Yeah. Let's get in your Tessie. Come on, Bessie.
Yes, let's go. That's my best friend. After hearing all of that, Davis is concerned with how much it'll cost. But Wallace is still on the phone and he sets the date for Christmas Eve and hangs up and then tells a worried Davis that the tab is going to be very big. But do you see how fast he recovered, though?
Very quickly. Rich people behavior.
Davis is like, how much it'll cost? And Wallace is like, it's going to be like very expensive. And he's like, wow. And then is like, okay, whatever.
He's like, okay, let's get to work.
Right. He's like, all right, I guess we committed. So Emma runs up to them and thanks them for what they are doing for Waverly. And when they ask how she knows, she says that she's a good innkeeper and she listened on the phone. Of course.
Ooh, Miss Gunter 2.0.
2.0, bro. And kisses them both and thanks. The Wallace and Davis production show up to the inn as a big crowd as Waverly drives up. Waverly finds Wallace and Davis and asks why they have invited everybody. They tell him that because of the holidays, they had to stop paying everybody and miss rehearsals. But seeing his big empty space, they decided to pack everybody up and bring them up here to test new material on an audience, which Waverly says they might not get. But they assure him that if people hear that they'll be there, they'll draw in a crowd. We then get a montage of rehearsals and the making of production of sets and stuff like that. Wallace and Davis and the sisters put on their first act called The Minstrel Show for Waverly and his granddaughter and Emma, which, what is that, Bob number 4? We get Mandy and whatever the first song is called. I tried to look up the songs for this movie, but there is no official soundtrack for this, by the way.
Okay.
So I had to guess. And I couldn't find a good title for this song. So it's whatever song they sing at the beginning of this and then Mandy. After the performance, Wallace and Betty share kind of a cute moment at the piano that Davis and Judy notice. And that night they try to set them up. In Judy and Betty's room, after a signal from Davis that Wallace has gone to the lodge, prompts Judy to try and pester Betty into going to the lodge because she can't sleep, to get food, seeing if that'll work for her. Once in the lodge, Betty runs into Wallace and says that she can't sleep. So Wallace gets the plate of sandwiches and buttermilk. Also, have you ever had buttermilk?
Isn't buttermilk for cooking? Like, who drinks buttermilk?
I don't know. Is that a thing from like the 40s and 50s?
First off, who drinks milk? Secondly,
yeah, you're right.
Secondly, buttermilk.
My stomach is just gurgling and like disapproval.
Oh, my stomach is upset.
Yeah, they're like
the thought.
They're like, you want to drink what?
I'm sorry. What'd you just say? Did I hear the M word?
And then they're like, and did you say butter? It shuts down. Where am I? Oh yes. And the buttermilk that Emma has left out for the cast, thinking it'll help her sleep. They move to the fireplace, and Betty says that she doesn't know why she can't sleep, and Wallace sings her "Count Your Blessings."
Is that a threat?
Depends on the context. It could be.
Imagine if she had said that. Like, he's like, count your blood. Is that a threat?
Right. She's just like, is that a threat?
Is this right? Maybe that's why she runs away. She's scared. He put a hit out on her.
Yeah, this man is threatening me. I'm gonna say that's Bob number 5, by the way. It's a cute little song. Betty then tells Wallace what a good thing he's doing for Waverly and apologizes for their argument in Florida, and says that she is a little naive about like herself and the showbiz, but knows that with Wallace she is okay, and he is like her like knight in shining armor. They both sing the song together, and then they kiss. Waverly interrupts them, but once he leaves, they go back to kissing while Davis and Judy spy on them. How long have they been there?
The entire time.
The next day, Wallace comes back from doing errands for Emma and talks with Waverly. Waverly tells Wallace that he doesn't know anything about showbiz, but if they were doing anything to help him keep the inn, that they shouldn't worry about it because he's looking at active duty roles within the army again.
This man, like I said, insane. He's one pebble away from walking on a stretcher, walking with like, what are those little things called? The
walker?
The walker. There we go. He is one step away from walking on a walker. Like, if he steps on a pebble, if he accidentally sneezes too hard, if he wakes up with a kink in his neck, it's going to be there forever. So he's going to need a walker. And he's like,
is this like the Prince Charles thing?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to, oh. He's like, yeah. So I'm going to go to the front lines as a geriatric old man.
Well, he didn't want to be in the front lines. He wanted to be a trainer. Or whatever, commanding officer trainer, whatever it's called. He wanted to officiate training. He wanted to lead it, not be like in war again. Jeez.
He needs to be playing Pinnacle. He does not need to be in the army.
He needs to get his subscription to Puzzle Monthly. Get a new one every month.
The only thing he would be able to do is wake up before the rooster crows. Like, that's the only thing he would be able to
do. But Waverly is waiting for a letter from Washington with any news on if they will accept him. Wallace then produces a letter for him from DC, and Waverly gets him to read it for him. And the letter, they both find out that there is no need for him, basically, and Waverly is let down. Wallace tries to reassure him, but Waverly sees through it, while Wallace gets an idea. During rehearsal, Wallace and Davis talk about Wallace's plan to get their old comrades to show up on Christmas Eve and use the Ed Harrison show to make the announcement, and Davis is for it. Wallace gets Emma to ring for Radio City, where Ed Harrison works, while Davis rehearses choreography, which I am going to skip for the Bob list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the phone, Wallace convinces Ed of the idea, and Ed tries to commercialize it, which Emma overhears on the phone and stops listening before she hears Wallace refuse, and just to do the announcement to get the support of his old regiment to see Waverly on the anniversary of their regiment. Betty shows up looking for a telegram, and Emma has snooped into that too and tells her that it's an invitation to the sisters from the Carousel Club in New York. And then, because she is upset, tells Betty about Wallace and Ed's quote-unquote plan to commercialize Waverly and the inn. At first, Betty doesn't believe her, but when Davis shows up asking if Wallace had made the call, she confirms it, and the TV show agreeing to their plan, which makes Davis excited and tells her to keep it a secret. Wallace then calls for Betty, to rehearse with him, and Davis notices that she's upset, but she doesn't answer the question, and even blows off Judy for lunch. Judy says that she has a plan concerning Wallace and Betty, and her and Davis go off for lunch together. Betty then goes to Wallace, and he gives her a new number for their show with the song Count Your Blessings that they could sing together. She tries to get out of the number and then announces that she wants out of the show completely. Wallace is confused and tries to apologize for the kiss last night and says that she should eat something because, maybe she's hungry or whatever, and it'll help her feel better, because I get hangry and like mentally blocked when I'm hungry. So it could work for her. Betty gets more upset, and Wallace asks what she really wants to say because he's getting upset with her just like beating around the bush. And she says that she doesn't want to get between the business of Wallace and Davis, and she storms out with Wallace following. In the lodge, Davis and Judy see them angrily leave. And Judy believes that Betty, is in love because she couldn't sleep last night and now she's not hungry. I don't know how that points to being in love.
To me, it sounds like she's pregnant. But
But Davis doesn't think so. Judy says that Betty is always a mother hen and thinks that she won't settle down until she believes Judy is taken care of. Judy then comes up with a plan to get herself engaged, and when Davis finds out that she wants to use him, freaks out with commitment until he figures that they can be engaged for a couple of weeks tops.
He is such an idiot. She's like, I have a plan. I'm gonna get fake engaged, and he's like all freaked out. He's like, what engaged?
And I love how she like basically describes him as like the person that she wants to fake being engaged to. And he's all like, bro, where are you gonna find that? And I'm like, Davis, also, first of all, practice self-love. Yes. Second, you are very dull when like faced with this kind of stuff.
Yes. Also,
you're very blind.
Let's talk about this engagement. This was a bad plan. Bad plan. They've known each other for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, tops.
This is not a Disney movie. Please come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
You are adults.
Yeah.
You could come up with something better than this.
Right. It would be better if y'all just said we're fake dating.
Yeah, we're dating. We're in love.
Yeah, we love each other so much.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry about me because we're actively dating and he's taking care of me. Like,
yeah, he's rich.
You don't have to jump to marriage.
I'm good.
You're right. He's also rich. Like, why did she have to jump to like an engagement? Anyway, Davis only agrees if they can stay engaged for a couple of weeks and if they can announce it only when necessary. That night, Waverly throws a party, and Davis and Judy notice that Betty and Wallace are on opposite sides of the room, sulking and not wanting to be in either one's presence. And they try to get the both of them to dance together, which doesn't last for long. Judy says that it's time to announce their fake engagement, and Davis agrees and tells the crowd that he and Judy are engaged, which shocks Wallace and Betty. Everyone congratulates them, and Betty does as well and starts to cry before leaving with Emma to get champagne. And Wallace is the same, and with encouragement from the couple, goes after Betty. In the kitchen, Wallace brings Betty a drink to toast to the couple and tries to patch things up. But before he can say anything, Betty walks out. Which, can I just say, Wallace is handling this like an adult. Like, can I just say that?
Yeah.
And Betty just being like a child about it. Like, he was literally like, stop playing with me. Tell me what's really wrong with you. And then she doesn't. And then when he apologizes, there's nothing. And then when he tries one more time to just be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we could just be friends. She's like,
it's taking me back to high school. I don't like it. I don't like it here. I need to go.
Get me out of this. That night in bed, Judy tells Betty that now that she's cared for, Betty can do whatever she wants. But Betty doesn't reply, pretending to be asleep while she cries. The next day, Waverly drops off Betty at the train station, and tries to give advice on how to patch things up with Wallace, but she says that she has to leave and gives him a letter to give to Judy. Wallace is at the station too, to give to see if the station master, I'm also giving this man a title that maybe is a lot higher than what his actual position is, but
I love how you add master to everything.
I know. Well, because like, what would you call him?
The station attendant?
I guess.
you want to give all these people all these grandiose titles.
I know. I'm so
and
sorry.
I'm just like, yeah, he's a station attendant.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, of course. What are you talking about?
But you know what? I lie. What was I gonna say? Let me word this differently.
Okay.
I believe in rewording your position on your resume. So like,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Like I've done that for a lot of my roles.
Yeah.
You look for the better option.
Yeah.
Of the of your role.
You upsell yourself. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, of course. So if you were to find a new job, station master sounds a lot better
than station attendant. Exactly. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Wallace is just seeing if they can handle the huge influx of people that are coming on Christmas Eve to see Waverly, and notices that Betty is getting on a train. He catches up to her and once again apologizes. He's apologized like 3 times in a row already for his actions and asks where she's going. And she tells him that she's going to New York for a job. And that's it, as the train pulls away.
Yeah, they're like holding hands and she's like, goodbye. And like he like keeps holding her hand and she's like, damn, let go. I say goodbye. Like
right. He's like, where are you going? Like, what about your sister? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to New York. Bye.
While the train is moving.
Mm-hmm. Like, bro, how like childish are you?
I thought they were gonna do that cliche thing where like he like chases after the train. He didn't do it.
Yeah, he was being such an adult. He's like, if she wants out, bye.
He was like, okay. He's like, I didn't want a wife anyway. Like, leave me alone.
Right. Back at the lodge, Davis runs rehearsals with Judy, and after a dance number, Judy gets the letter from Susan. That's from Betty, and her and Davis find that Betty has left for New York City. In Wallace's room, he tells Davis and Judy what a stupid plan they had after he finds out that they faked the engagement. The stupid plan that they had, trying to get them together as Wallace packs to go to New York to set things straight with Betty and do the Ed Harrison show, and gives Davis the one job of keeping Waverly busy so he won't see the announcement on the TV. Wallace shows up at the Carousel Club to watch Betty and to meet up with Ed. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Betty is about to go on stage and notices Wallace and tries to convince the conductor to change the number, but he tells her to just do the song she practiced earlier. Betty then sings Love You Didn't Do Right by Me, which is bop number 5. Sure. Which I love that song, by the way. After the song, Betty sits with Wallace and he tells her about the phony engagement and how it was used to get them together. They talk about how crazy Davis and Judy were to think that they were serious about one another. And Wallace says that he and Judy would like her to come back. She tries to get out of it, but Wallace tries to reassure her that he would like to write things with her when Ed shows up. He has a cab waiting, and before he goes, Wallace tries to see her again, but she refuses, and he leaves. It's almost 9 o'clock, and Wallace is at the Ed Harrison show and wonders if Davis can keep Waverly from the TV. At the lodge, Susan tries to distract Waverly, but it doesn't work, when Emma comes in screaming for help because Davis has fallen down the stairs. Davis makes a huge scene and says that he doesn't want a doctor, but a walk around outside might help his injured leg. The show starts on TV, and Wallace sings The Old Man and gives his announcements to all the men in his old regiment to come and surprise Waverly on Christmas Eve. Davis is still milking the recovery walk to extend Waverly's time outside. And Betty, who is watching, finally knows the truth and feels terrible. At the train station on Christmas Eve in Vermont, a bunch of men and their families show up. And at the inn, more couples show up for the Wallace and Davis show. In the back, Wallace is in uniform and gives the other boys instruction. Other boys? Why did I put the other men? Sorry.
Other boys.
All the boys.
All the boys.
Instruction for their entrance as they get ready. Upstairs, Waverly discovers that he has nothing to wear but his uniform and refuses to wear it, even at the insistence of Emma and Susan. Emma even threatens telling Wallace and Davis that he didn't come to see their show, and he gets insulted. Betty then shows up, and Emma and Susan greet her with Judy, and as she is there to surprise Wallace. The women leave, and Susan watches as her grandpa, in his uniform, walks down the stairs. The two then go to the showroom, and when the doors open, he is greeted by a full room with his old second in command and some of his old soldiers.
Okay. Kelley is underestimating how many people were in that room. This must have been before fire codes because it was packed.
Yeah.
Like you are not moving packed. Like you get your spot and you stay there until the show is over. Like it was packed.
Yeah. It's one of those, you sit down at your table and you are not getting up again because if you even tried to like move back a little bit, you're hitting somebody else.
You're hitting someone, you're knocking stuff over. It's a mess. And then there was more people on stage who came into the crowd. I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Fire code said 100. Yeah. All the people in there, maybe 300.
300 people.
He is then led to a table in the center with a cake, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the 151st Division. And the stage opens to Wallace and the other soldiers performing the song they wrote for him 10 years ago. Waverly is moved, and when the song is over, Wallace announces that the men are ready for inspection. He then gives the men a dressing down, but says he is so glad to see them, after all, and thanks Wallace and Davis before blowing the candles out on the cake after a trumpet call. Everyone applauds, and everyone goes back to their seats as Wallace and Davis go up to perform Gee, I Wish I Was Back in the Army. Bop number 6. During the performance, Judy and Betty come on stage, surprising Wallace and Davis. Waverly then gets a report from his second in command, and he goes outside to find that it's finally snowing. Wallace and Davis notice from backstage and open the back doors of the stage to watch it fall.
And leave it open. This is before a time of heaters. It's freezing in there. Please close that door.
Everyone out there eating dinner, they're like, why the hell is it so cold?
Like, wow, it just got so drafty in here. All the women in like their skirts and dresses, they're like, no. I'm freezing.
Nope, I would be out, or I'd be like, you need to light a fire somewhere.
Light a fire, get me a blanket, do something.
As the stage is being set for the last number, Wallace gives the boy choir instructions on what to do on stage as Betty sneaks in a present into Wallace's Santa sack.
Ew.
I didn't know what else to call it.
Santa sack.
What would it be called? What would it be called? I couldn't find better words. Stop laughing at me. I bet you're going to put that in the description, aren't you?
Yes. You could have said bag of presents. You could have said...
But that's too many words. I was tired of typing at this point.
Okay, fine. It's a Santa sack. Whatever you want it to be.
Oh, no. The stage then opens and the sisters and Wallace and Davis enter with the boy choir and a few kid ballerinas as they sing White Christmas. While the choir sings, Wallace finds a present to him in the Santa sack. From Betty, and when he opens it, it's a knight on a white horse, which when Betty comes by confirms that she'd like to be with him. Stop.
I knew it.
And they kiss, which Davis interrupts them, saying that he and Wallace have a lot of work to do because the show has been such a success. Stop. But Wallace says he will be busy with Betty and kisses her. And then Davis kisses Judy.
Wait, so I was confused this entire time. Are Judy and what's his name, Davis together, or are they not?
So I think they are. They are not engaged. They are just dating now.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. The performance goes on. And near the end, the set lifts and the stage doors open in the back to reveal the snow as they finish the song. And that's where the movie ends.
Yes, the movie ends there because exactly an hour later, they were all dead from hypothermia. Unfortunately, it was and still remains the biggest natural cause of death in Vermont history. Let's please have a moment of silence for all the families lost.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So the first one is near the beginning of the movie when Wallace and Davis, who respectively are Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye, do the their version of Sisters. Mm-hmm. That wasn't in the original script.
Okay.
Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye's comedy act wasn't originally in the story. They were goofing around with some of the props. And the director, Michael Curtis, found it so hilarious that he wrote it in. And apparently the actors found it comical too. The laugh during the number is real. The take in the film was the best one that they could get of the two who kept cracking each other up.
Okay.
White Christmas was the biggest movie of 1954. White Christmas was released in the fall of 1954, and on the strength of Berlin's songs and the Technicolor and VistaVision values, which this was Paramount's first film filmed in VistaVision.
Yes, it said that at the beginning of the movie, yes. But like, what is VistaVision?
So VistaVision was a new, I think it was camera, and like something about the camera was different about filming, like how it was filmed. I guess it made it better quality and the colors were brighter or whatever. But that was the first film filmed with whatever camera they used for VistaVision. Mm-hmm. It quickly became a hit for Paramount. The film was the highest grossing movie of 1954. And do you want to guess what the box office take was?
20 million.
A little high, 12 million.
Oh, okay. It only made $12 million. That was considered a lot of money back then, I guess. Okay.
In 1954, 12 million, that's a lot. Vera Ellen, who plays Judy, is a legit dancer, but she cannot sing. So she did not sing any of her songs. When the character Judy Haynes sings, you're actually hearing Rosemary Clooney, who played Betty, or you heard Trudy Stevens. And the only time you ever hear Vera's real voice is when they're off the train in Vermont for the first time, and they sing the opening lines of Snow.
Oh, okay.
That's the only time.
Like she can't sing at all, or like she just couldn't keep up. And so they were like,
I don't know,
dub her over.
I don't know. I guess she really couldn't sing though, because there was a joke going on between Vera and Rosemary Clooney, because Rosemary couldn't dance. So they're like, if they could have dubbed over my dancing, like they dubbed over Vera, then we would have had a perfect duo.
Why put her in the movie if she can't dance? Why put the other girl in the movie if she can't sing?
They probably fit the casting, but they couldn't fit the singing.
Fine, whatever.
Also, one sadder movie fact. I don't know if you noticed how thin Vera Ellen was, Judy.
Oh, very thin.
So, it was reported that during the filming of White Christmas, she was dealing with anorexia.
Oh.
And so it is written that her waist size. Do you want to guess how big her waist size was?
20?
17 to 18.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like my 14-year-old sister has a bigger waist size than that.
Yeah. I think my thigh has a bigger size than her waist. But yeah, that because like every year whenever I watch this movie, my dad and I are like, she's like exceptionally thin.
Mm-hmm. Incredibly.
Yeah. And then we finally looked it up last night and I was like, dang, okay, that actually kind of sucks.
Surprised she had the energy to do all that dancing.
Right. And you see how tall she is? She's almost as tall as Davis. So she was tall and thin.
Mm.
And she's a dancer, girl. That doesn't work out.
No.
It does not work out. Okay. So I'm a little scared to ask the question.
Okay.
But do you think this movie is iconic?
I don't.
Okay.
I would have said yes, but then I found out that White Christmas, the song, didn't even come from this movie. So I
did not.
So I was like, nah.
That's really it?
I was like, it was okay.
It comes from a movie called Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
It's literally, I won't make you watch the movie, but Holiday Inn was filmed on the same set. It was filmed in the same, like the inn that you see in White Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the same set in Holiday Inn.
They were like 2 movies for the price of 1.
Instead of Wallace performing there at the inn, he actually owns the inn in the other movie.
Mm.
Yeah, it's his inn, and he has a mental breakdown.
Same.
Because he works, every day as a performer. So he's like, I want more time to myself. So he quits and then he opens the inn, but has a mental breakdown because he doesn't know how much goes into actually like remodeling an inn. Mm-hmm. So he's actually sent to like a sanitarium to recover.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's a whole thing, but that's where it actually comes from. Is that your only thing that White Christmas was not part of the original?
That would have kind of made it iconic, but like this movie was very basic.
Okay.
I don't even know why it's really considered a Christmas movie. There's barely any Christmas in it.
Well, I mean, then you have to like consider like the holiday and stuff like that. Like it happens during Christmas, but it's not actually a Christmas movie.
That doesn't make it a Christmas movie, but okay.
I know, but
I'm maybe it's just me. I'm very specific about my Christmas movies, but okay. Whatever. That's why I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, because just because it happens on Christmas Eve or whatever day it happens on does not mean it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Okay.
But yeah.
So you think that The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie?
No, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you take out here's my thing.
Okay.
If the movie could happen any other time of year, it's not a Christmas movie. Like the center of the story has to be Christmas, otherwise it does not matter.
Okay. All right.
Like with this movie, this could have been a 4th of July thing. Like the Christmas is irrelevant in this movie.
They say the word Christmas in it, but
it's irrelevant.
It's not a Christmas.
Like he could have been like, I'm dreaming of the 4th of July. Like it wouldn't have made a difference.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna say it's iconic just because I grew up with this movie. I love old movies. I love Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby's version of White Christmas is the only one that's like, yes, this is Christmas.
I don't even think this is his version. Did he record a different version? Because this sounds different than the version I usually hear.
Well, there are multiple versions, but they're similar.
Yeah,
because I have one of his one of his vinyls, and there's a recording of White Christmas on there from the early 50s.
Yeah, this version sounds like slower and doesn't have as much like percussion and stuff in the background.
Yeah, it's more choral and that's it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. But yes, I love this movie so much. Like, it's not Christmas if I don't watch this movie at least twice. Whoa. Jordan, I have this movie memorized. Like, I paused like a handful of times as I took notes because I knew what was going to happen next.
Oh my god.
Like, this was the easiest movie to write notes for because I knew what was going to happen. Like, we're gonna like move the curtain a little bit. At least for me, when I write notes when it's my week, like I have to pause every couple minutes to write down what's happening if I don't,
of course,
really, really know the movie.
Of course.
But this one, bruh, just typing away. I knew what was coming.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Anyway, all right. Any recommendations this week?
Yes, I have several.
Dang. Okay.
My first two are shows. First one is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I started rewatching it this week. It's a good watch. If you like, if you completely go with the fact that none of it is canon, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. As far as I watched, it was fun. Looking at the later seasons, I'm kind of iffy, but we'll see what you think when you get there.
I'm on the season with Ghost Rider right now.
Oh yes.
The Ghost Rider story is not making any sense to me, but I'm looking past it. So it's fine.
You have to look past a lot.
You have to look
sometimes.
past you have to look past a lot with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's fine. Like the fact that someone changes their name for seemingly no reason, you have to look past that. You have to look past it. Yeah, but like if you like Marvel and like superhero stuff and like spy stuff, like it's a fun time. Just don't take it too seriously.
Yes. Sorry, don't.
And though they try to like connect it to the MCU, it's not connected to the MCU at all.
No.
Just remember that.
Especially with the information we now have in Marvel, if you try to connect anything, no.
It's not going to connect at all. No.
Just treat it as a totally separate
show. A separate thing. It's in its own universe.
Yes.
And that's fine.
This is a what if universe, okay?
Yeah, it's a what if. What if S.H.I.E.L.D. was actually doing things?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then my second one is a new-ish show on HBO Max. I think it came out like last week. It's called The Sex Lives of College Girls. Really fun show. Really funny. Love it. Praying for Whitney. She is in a struggle right now. Praying for her.
Yikes.
Praying for her. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just praying for her.
Okay.
I'm always praying for Black people, but like I'm really praying for her.
She's really going through it.
She is going through it. She needs some help, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I actually like most of the leads in this show, and like that never happens. That never happens. So like I'm enjoying this while I can. Really good show, really funny. I think Mindy Kaling created it. Really fun. And then the way they're like dropping the show is really fun. They're not just doing one episode a week. They're dropping like 3 episodes a week. And I love that for me. Because the episodes are only like 30 minutes long. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Give me multiple episodes. So yeah, that's really fun. And then here is my Christmas recommendation. It's Glee's cover of We Need a Little Christmas. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Such a good one.
Sometimes Glee does better than the original, and this is one of those times.
Yeah.
Love the Glee version of We Need a Little Christmas. It's excellent.
It is so good.
Amber Riley in the lead, of course. It's a hit.
Yes.
Of course it's a hit.
Of course it is.
So yeah, just listen to that and you'll get all your Christmas feels.
Okay.
What about you, Kelley?
So one of my recommendations is also a show. It is, I don't know if we've recommended this one before, but The Crown. I'm rewatching it because I haven't updated myself, but I feel like I've forgotten a lot about what happened in the past couple of seasons. So before I can get to Princess Diana, which I'm so ready for the drama.
You still haven't watched that season?
I still haven't watched the season yet because I've been putting it off because I feel like I don't remember what happened in the earlier seasons. So yes, I am rewatching it.
Oh gosh, Kelley.
But yes. And also I have to do like drama shows in like bits and pieces because then I get like too caught up in the drama. And like the drama kind of like pulls me down. So I have to like take a break and then come back to it.
Oh no, if I start a drama show, I'm in it. Like I'm going to be sitting there watching the show until I am done. Like I am in it.
All right. Okay. My second recommendation is a Christmas song. It's This Christmas by Oh Wonder. It's not what you're thinking. Yeah, no.
No, okay.
It's not that one. It's a slower song. It's a cute little slow Christmas song, if that's what you're vibing with this year.
Pop's only in this household. But okay.
Pop's only in this household. Hey, you gotta diversify your Christmas experience. And my last recommendation is for the bad bitches only. Okay. Because this is an anthem. It's How Much Cash by Noah Davis.
I have no idea what that song is.
I'll send it to you. It's actually pretty good. Such as because I'm recommending it. It's a really good song. It's a bop. It's basically whenever I send you those TikToks of stripper talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. What I'm sending you with the money. Like we're like we should change careers. That's basically it. But yeah, go listen to it. Be a bad bitch to it.
Okay.
Vibe with it. Do you?
I'll be a bad bitch to the song. Got it.
Okay, thank you.
It's on my list of things to do this week.
Okay.
1, apply to jobs. 2, be a bad bitch. Got it.
That should always be a part of the itinerary for the day. But you know what? Sometimes you need a little reminder.
Sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I just want to be a regular bitch. Like
yeah. Sometimes it's too much energy. And that's fine. Bad bitches know when to put the energy into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for me.
Great. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcast. We also have a YouTube. I just put up Hoodwinked. Yay.
Let's go.
Yay. Also, don't forget to send us your movie stories at our email, sytyipodcast@gmail.com. I don't know, were your grandparents in this movie? Did they watch it when it first came out? Do they also think paying $96 for a train ticket even back then was too expensive? Like, let us know.
Yeah. Is this a Christmas tradition of yours? Do you not do old movies like Jordan?
Do you agree with me that this should not be considered a Christmas movie? Like, let me know. Like, let's have a debate about what classifies a Christmas movie. Because, like,
let's talk about it.
I'm ready. Also, you can cheers with your family and your friends. Yay. Yes, please. It'll be your Christmas gift to us.
Yeah, and to them.
Listen to this podcast.
It's great.
Also,
they love us.
Yeah. Also, you can subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. There's so many different podcast places that I have never even heard of.
There's so many.
Yeah, wherever you're listening, thank you. Also, don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars.
Yes, please. 5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars.
It'll be your Christmas gift to us.
Yes. Thank you in advance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, apparently there's like a new variant going around. So I was asking you to do this stuff, but now I'm telling you. So you're going to have to start wearing your masks everywhere you go now. I'm so sorry. I know you don't want to wear them anymore, but like it's time. Put the mask back on. Thank you.
Sorry about it.
Especially you, Middle America. Put it back on. Thank you. Yeah, you're gonna need to get vaccinated at this point. Like it's non-negotiable. So sorry. Don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you.
The woman was speechless.
The woman was speechless. Yeah, also continue to wash your hands.
Yes, please.
I'm not asking, I'm telling you. Wash your hands 20 seconds. Thank you.
Please.
No, please. Thank you. You're doing it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're doing it. Yeah. And stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.